Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Americans elected Franklin Delano Roosevelt as president in 1932. By then, Texans understood that they, like the rest of the country, were in the middle of something dreadful. President Herbert Hoover, who more than half of Texas voters had chosen the last election, had attempted to stop the economic decline without success. This new president, whom Texans supported with nearly 90% of the vote, was a wealthy New Yorker. FDR, as he became known, promised to start the great economic recovery in the first 100 days of his term.
And the savings of many years in thousands of families are gone.
Americans, even Texans, were ready for a more interventionist government, or at least a change in how the government handled the economy. Texans populated key positions in Roosevelt's government. His vice president, Texan John Nance Garner, known as Cactus Jack, was from Uvalde. He had been in Congress for 30 years and would serve as the principal liaison between the executive branch and the legislative. The Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives was Texan Sam Rayburn from the small town of Windham in Fannin County. He had served in Washington, D.C. since 1913. Texans also held key committee assignments. James P. Buchanan of Brenham served on interstate commerce, which would be important for passing new regulations. Hatton W. Sumners of Dallas served on the Judiciary Committee, which would work with the Supreme Court to make sure the new laws were constitutional. Marvin Jones of drought-stricken Amarillo served on agriculture. Senator Morris Shepherd was on the Military Affairs Committee, while Tom Connolly served on public buildings and grounds. As President Roosevelt crafted his overhaul of the U.S. economy, which he called the New Deal,
I pledge myself to a New Deal for the American people.
he relied on Texans to help run this ballooning bureaucracy.
Give me your help.
He asked Jesse Jones of Houston to head the highly important Reconstruction Finance Corporation, the RFC. This federal agency would provide loans to struggling businesses to get them past this economic downturn. All these Texans did not identify closely with Roosevelt's politics, but viewed the proposed New Deal, while radical, as a mechanism for helping save the country. These Texans supported practical solutions over political posturing. Roosevelt's administration created new executive branch regulatory bodies, the so-called alphabet agencies, that pumped money into the economy, including Texas. This was a massive economic intervention by the government into the private sector. Meanwhile, Miriam Ma Ferguson made a comeback as governor of Texas in 1932. With huge rivers of money flowing out of Washington, she created state counterparts to the alphabet agencies. She then placed her husband and other cronies into positions of power running this new bureaucracy. She had plenty of opponents. The Texas Rangers, an arm of the Texas government, worked against her election. When she won the race, she fired them all. All the old Rangers left Austin, and Ferguson replaced them with her allies. She also appointed another 2,000 special Rangers. These new lawmen also had political connections to the Ferguson Empire. The historic Texas Rangers shifted. and lost their reputation as impartial law enforcers in the process. As a result, law-breaking spread. The poor economic climate in Texas led to a rise in organized criminal gangs taking advantage of the times. They trafficked in vice, smuggling, booze, and simple robbery. The Newton Gang, brothers from Uvalde County, became the most successful train robbers in U.S. history. The Barrow Gang, Bonnie and Clyde, got together in Oak Cliff near Dallas to start their crime spree. The 1930s were tough times in Texas and made for tough people.